Hello and welcome to this interview with Webeye. My name is Jenny Calosi from Benchmark website, and we're talking to Jason today. Hello, Jason. How are you?
Jenny, well, thanks in yourself.
I'm very well. Thank you very much. Jason, why don't you tell us your full name and what your position is at Webeye?
My name is Jason Bezuidenhout, and I am the head of global sales or global sales director.
Fantastic. So, Jason, this interview will be to get to know you a little bit and get to know Webeye. So, why don't you start by telling us how did you get involved in the industry? What your experience is? How long ago has it been? Just tell us all about it.
I've been in the industry for probably the last 2 decades, starting out originally in South Africa. I spent a lot of time in the telecommunications and security space over there.
Mhm.
I moved over to the UK 6 years ago with my family. Got involved with Webeye about 2 years ago, and well, I suppose it's all history from then, history in the making. Um, I mean, my time has been really interesting. The fact that we have our own platform and we have our development team sitting in house, it really gives us the ability to tailor make solutions or engage with customers at a deeper level, which is ideal for someone like myself. It's a bit more consultative in terms of the selling process and provides an opportunity to really give customers a solution, which is what we're really about.
Mm, fantastic. So, do you have any specialization within Webeye in particular?
Well, I mean, I'd love to say I do, but I definitely couldn't compare to the guys that sit upstairs and get all the moving parts to work correctly. My specialty would definitely be on the business development side and probably sales. I handle that portfolio for the company. The last 18 months or so, I've really been focused on the US market. That was my remit. I was the VP of sales for the US. Recently, we've had the sales director that was looking after the EMEA region step away from the business. And as a result, I was asked to take over that region as well, and therefore becoming, I suppose, the global sales director. That's brought with it, I suppose, a few challenges, but exciting. So yeah, when it comes to my speciality here, I think it's probably uh, getting the right sort of hardware solutions, whether it be software or hardware, and then really piecing together the people, which
Mm,
is the most important part of our business, together in order to provide that solution to the customer.
wonderful. What vertical markets do you work on the most?
So our industry verticals are probably leaning more towards a construction, vacant property or void property type of environment. The reason being is that we really do, from a hardware perspective, specialize in rapid deployments, sort of the type of solutions that don't require a network connection or don't require mains power or AC power if you're over in the US, which is a really tricky type of environment to operate in. But we like to believe that we are at the top end in terms of the solutions that we provide and how we marry those together.
Yeah, I've heard that Webeye has a magnetic solution, doesn't it?
Well, I believe so. Literally lick it and stick it. That's the easiest way to do it.
Yes, the magnetic brackets sound like a really, really interesting way of reaching places that maybe you can't otherwise.
Yeah, true story. I mean, we always provide our hardware with both normal or traditional brackets, but mag mounts, particularly in the construction industry, are really user friendly when it comes to yellow metal machinery, containers, what's the word for it? Scaffolding. There we go. Scaffolding.
Holding,
Really.
yes. Even tractors, I heard, could be fitted.
Yeah, we have had some demos where we've had, some earth moving equipment having a little Wi-Fi connected camera or device connected to it. Yeah, so
Fantastic.
pretty versatile.
Wonderful. So, in your opinion, what are the key ingredients to creating successful project, security project?
I think the biggest issue with any, and I'm going to lean towards the sales side of it, yeah, because that's the part that I look after the most, is that traditionally a lot of people have probably been forced down a specific route, and that's been driven by someone being wanting to move a particular piece of hardware. You know, whereas like to get to know and understand the customer, their customers' requirements, and then saying how we can piece it together and ultimately, I suppose, tie it all into the Webeye platform and trying to get the most out of those different pieces of hardware. So if you're talking about a successful security project, I think ultimately is to design a solution and all of the different facets or features or functionality that you can add to it to give the customer what they're looking for. And in an ideal situation, really, is to probably introduce them to something that they didn't realize that they had. That for me is a win-win. One, catering to what their need is, but two, saying, hey, there's a whole new world out here and potentially opportunity for more revenue, whether it be in hardware sales or RMR or recurring monthly revenue. Those are the sort of things that I really like to get involved in.
So you do a bit of consultation when you have your
yeah, I do not like the box shifting environment. Box shifting is, you can go and get a piece of hardware from anywhere and, get into a price war. I think if you're just supplying hardware, your hands are tied to a large degree. You really want to become that sort of trusted advisor to your customer and to that project. And so that customer knows that you have their best interest or their business interest at heart, because if we can't add more value than just providing them hardware, I think we're dead in the water.
Very good. So last question for today.
Yeah.
What disruptive technologies do you see coming in the market?
Well, I think it's twofold. From a competitive perspective, I suppose everyone's striving to achieve that rapid deployable, and again, within the verticals that we discussed earlier, that rapid deployable sort of solar charged battery power type of piece of hardware, and tying that into a piece of software where someone can view, that particular environment. And to that point, I think we're getting it right, sort of being disruptive on both ends. One, we've done quite a bit in terms of hardware integrations into our software platform and tying in other software platforms to try and optimize that solution. But two, we've launched Webeye Go, which is a rapid deployable CCTV solution. It has a 205 amp hour battery in it, a 50 to 100 watt solar panel attached to it. We provide a couple of Wi-Fi connected 2 megapixel cameras, all with their own solar panels. That's rapid deployable and should give you a solution that you can deploy in no time as a person and give you coverage 365 days a year, which to my knowledge is probably an industry first. And to add to that, within a field that we already play really well in, we are going to dive a little deeper into the manufacturing environment, and we'll be launching a product, hopefully, if we get it right, at the security event in September.
Wow. So this is scoop for benchmark.
Yeah, absolutely. Loads to come.
Fantastic. Well, Jason, thank you very much. That was a very nice view. Tell us who you work with, who is in your team. If people want to find you, tell us your email and who they can talk to you, as well as you and your team.
So I think the team's the most difficult part, because every single person, forms part of, the working engine or brain of this setup. I think from a marketing perspective, you've met Trevor already. We've got our internal sales and onboarding team, which is made up of Kerry and Saffron. Then there's Connor Tomlinson. He heads up our onboarding. He's the guy that really gets stuck in from a hardware and software perspective, training up customers and their customers on how to program and set up equipment, how to navigate through the Webeye platform, and also from an ongoing sort of hand-holding kind of environment. Really does create a warm environment in bringing them up to speed on what it is that we do. If you'd like to get hold of me, my email address is jasonb. Now, my surname is Bezuidenhout, so we've stepped away from that because it's challenging for most. So it's jasonb@webeyecms.com, and you can have a look at our website, which is also webeyecms.com.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. And I look forward to the new release in September and to finding out about interesting installations from Webeye.
Thanks very much. It's been great, and anytime.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.